just wrap up for Renegades. The highlight, I guess, was probably JKS in terms of performance. Great performance from him. Nifty didn't quite show up in this game. There were moments, though, weren't there?
I wouldn't say he didn't show up. I think he had a lot of great moments. He necessarily wasn't like mad fragging through that game, but he still had a lot of impact frags for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was disappointed not to see some sort of shot through spawn through a double garage into mid.
Okay, the bar is set pretty high.
It's kind of high now, but you know.
Fair game.
Color me disappointed.
Fair game.
He didn't have highlight rounds. Justillo as well had a couple really important rounds. That round from him and Nifty when they saved the guns and the rest of the team was on an eco, which they won. You thought this is the round that is going to break Flipside eventually because they just gave away an anti-eco. And you can't feel, but you know, in the second half, unfortunately for Renegades, they lost a lot of clutches. They got resets every single time, and they did try to adjust towards the very end of the game. They ran like 2 gun rounds in a row, almost 2 fast strats, which they haven't done before, thinking, okay, maybe a change of pace is going to get us that last round. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. So if you're Renegades, and sure, you had an amazing first half, but you go to the second half and you look at what was it exactly that you did, you can't really regret that many things. You tried your whole playbook.
There were a couple of close rounds which could have pushed them to 16,
Definitely.
and we'd be sitting here talking to someone else, probably JKS, and saying, what a great game you played. But so such fine things is what Counter-Strike's all about these days, isn't it? Obviously, they'll be back tomorrow at 0-1. Are you expecting the bounce back from them, or do you think this might hurt them a little bit?
I don't think they will. I still saw pretty much similar kind of a level of play that we saw. The same mistakes were still there. The same highlight moments from individuals, and I like their fast pushes, especially here on train. Second round still dreadful. So a lot of the same as at the Asian Minor a few weeks back, but. That being said, against Flipside, which was a bit of an unknown, I think they got, kind of a tough draw in that sense that it is Flipside. It's a major qualifier. A lot of unknowns when it comes to Flipside, considering they haven't been on, showcased their play in a while. So, I think they'll have a fine time going further into this tournament.
All right, thank you very much. We'll, of course, have our final match on the way next. It is our 8th and final game of day 1 here at the offline finals, which means next up, it's Big Clouds. You know what I mean.
Coming up next, Big versus Cloud9.
Gaming Bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Grab your gear and let's go.
With the Strafe Esports app, follow your favorite teams and players, and you'll never miss a match again. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.
Oh, crap.
Exclusive Black Equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes.
Agent Broughton, she's our best intelligence expert. We have a mission for you.
Shall we begin?
Atomic Blonde. Rated R.
This is incredibly sneaky from Skadoodle now. He's going to be walking forward, a couple of seconds left. He goes for the shot, and it's a headshot, and Cello is down. Oh no, Skadoodle has got no heart at all. He gets the last kill as well, steals the round.
We have a lot of tournaments coming up, but I think after Cologne, I think we will be boot camping in Europe.
That's so difficult. That's a kill. Yep. You could see it coming, couldn't you? Yeah, Ethan was too slow to move on it. Oh, they checked the corner. Stewie's got a third! How does he manage it? Fortunate for him, there is no one behind him where he just checked, but they're so deep in the site, his angle's going to be thwarted. First one, success. Knows the second there, but now they're all in the site. No way, Ethan! I thought he had nothing to work with. He gets all three. Kusta, though, and Ethan have made up for it. Excuse me. I was going to say CLG are still finding kills despite going down men early, but KNG's made up for that, rotating back into the AWP. In fact, closes the round himself.
This is a great position. Kusta will have no idea. Easy kill. Can he find more than one? He gets three. Amazing round from Volts. They're doing damage all over the place. This could be an ace. That's fantastic.
We're going to do a boot camp in Europe, so we can fix a lot of mistakes playing from there because we have like a lot of times to practice.
He's going to do it, Chad. You can't stop him. He's going to get the one shot. Actually picks up the second kill. Goes for the spray. That's not always the best move, but that's the bomb down. Automatic finding the perfect kill. Skadoodle showing up as well. He gets the kill on Automatic, but I am not sure it's enough. They have... Oh, the shot coming through. Yes, it was.
I think the offline qualifier is kind of like the major already. There's a lot of really good teams in it. They've all played in majors before.
Is he gonna try? No way. Oh, he's got it as well. The flashbang, a lot of money, and he's one of the double uppers, so that's actually pretty big. And now there's a piece of weaponry that can make this dicey. Another flashbang comes out, goes for the peak, he gets a second. But he is surrounded and he's all alone. One more for KNG. He's got three, and he's gonna get a fourth, and it's down into a one-on-one. What a heroic round from KNG.
Playing against Europeans is the best practice because it's the highest level of Counter-Strike right now. So I think we can like do good on the closing qualifiers if we have like the good preparation that we are planning to.
He's had to clutch this so many times, but he just barely gets the ball. He doesn't even need it. What a clutch from KNG.
If we make it to the major, it would be a great achievement and we would be so happy.
I think nothing is impossible. I think it will be hard, for sure, but I think we can do it.
If we make it to the major qualifier, this actually would mean a lot for me personally. Basically, the last 2 years I spent like nearly every day to get back there.
That's a little bit unfounding over towards the middle. It's a worse here for iGaming. HS, there's still no stopping this man. He's going to go ahead and take the ace.
Ready for that, gets 1 kill but taken down.
Yeah, now Fox is having to pivot back and forth, but it doesn't matter because he gets himself 3.
Sounds like God B to find a plethora of frags here. Get 4, maybe even, yeah, he's got God B.
Gun barrel tension now towards Maniac and doesn't even need the scope. Fox, what are you doing, you spicy, spicy man? Dignitas. Stylist Sharpen's got to find one more. HS waiting down for
A very warm welcome back to the final game of day 1 here at the offline final qualifier for the PGL Major, which will be held in Krakow in just a few weeks' time. We're searching for our 8 teams. We know 7 winners today, however that's not the end of the road for them. They still have days 2, 3 and 4 potentially to fight their way through for a place in that final 8. Our 8th match of the night is also a big one. In more ways than one, pun intended. It is Big versus Cloud9, NA versus Europe. What a great way to finish the night, and a perfect panel for it as well, because we've got one from NA and one from sort of Europe.
Yeah, sort of Europe's a good way to
Wait,
do
what?
it.
Well, they're kind of, you know, out there on the very peripheral edge of
What are you
Europe.
implying?
Geographically speaking. How can I get myself out of this hole now?
By Brexiting.
Well, you see, we're not even in Europe anymore. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Let's let's bring it back
like a
to
rank
these
S
two
game, all
teams.
this fighting, just arguing.
Typical NA, just stands on the fence over there, you know.
Sit back here.
Behind his wall.
Behind his Mexican wall. Let's start with Big.
What's going
before
on
this
here?
goes into some sort of political furore.
Yeah.
Because Anders will be at the door before we know it. Otherwise, all hell will descend into chaos. Big are one of those teams that you kind of looked at the start of the year when they formed and you went, yeah, okay, that could work. Yeah, they've got some good players in there. God B's pretty tactical. Tabson's pretty good. If that comes together in time, they could be. And here they are, 5-6 months later, on the verge, just 3 games away from making the major.
And also Kiev coming from alternate attacks,
Yep.
a notoriously great team online, but would always bomb out in lands.
Yep.
He'd finally get a good opportunity. You know, having a leader like Gabi, I don't think I've ever seen an individual who lives and breathes more Counter-Strike than this guy. You see the excitement in his eyes every time you start talking with him, having a conversation.
Did you happen to hear his interview where he said they went to the movie centre while they were watching the movie? He was then, guys, I can't focus. I need to think about Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I mean
that
pretty much
typifies him, doesn't it?
Pretty much defines him, right?
Yeah.
This team is one of the few that we actually see trying to invent and coming out with cool different things. We talked about this before, but for example, that ladder take on Train where they double maul it, things like that, you know. So I mean, that's a cool thing. And this team is building a system, and they're systematically also just trying to grind it and just trying to perfect it as time has gone along. And I think they definitely have improved all the time. They just qualified for the Pro League, for example. So I mean, things are looking pretty bright for them for sure.
Yeah,
this would be a great next step for them if they make it all the way to the major.
Absolutely, and whereas other German teams are moving towards more international lineups, these guys are believing in what's worked for them in the past.
Yeah, actually, when this lineup was formed, I was one of the people who didn't think these guys would do anything, to be honest with you. Just because if you look to, I mean, his time in NRG with the lineup that had Legia, had some guys in it, and some of the NA rosters mixed in. Tactically, they didn't get anywhere. Like, they didn't do anything. You didn't see any of that genius behind their play that you think of when you think Gabi as one of the best in-game leaders of all time. So that was kind of curious to me. And then also, like, they have Nex, a guy who he's had on his team in the past performing well, but once Gabi left, Nex did nothing, was even cut from the Mouse Sports roster. Kiev, like you said, a guy come from a team who himself individually was known for online performances, not so much in LAN. So I'm just sitting here seeing this roster come together, and I'm like, this isn't really going to do much at all. And I was very, very surprised. I casted them at the Mountain Dew League finals when they played Penta in the grand finals, and they were very impressive at that tournament with what they were starting to put together, and like the package of this team. You could see kind of where they were going with it, and he's got everyone playing well. It helps when you have a guy like Tapson who's been just deleting everything on his screen whenever it pops up. I mean, that's very useful as an in-game leader. You love having a guy like that.
Yep. Yeah, he's been on fire, isn't he?
I can vouch for that,
last couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worked very well. Their results, when you look at them, have been all right, haven't they, over the last 5 or 6 months? Even at DreamHack Leipzig, which was, I think, their first event as a team, and it was literally a couple of weeks after they formed, finished second at it. All right, we could say the depth of the teams wasn't as high as perhaps some of the other tournaments of the year, but they've still got to perform. They've still got to go there and do that in front of a crowd.
Yeah, and I mean, still a bit of bumps on the road. Going into Copenhagen games, they didn't seem to be ready to have that favorite kind of a status. They lost to the Danish Singularity team in that tournament, ending up on the 3rd spot. But yeah, I mean, definitely, like I said, then qualifying for the EPL, that's a great step. Now the next step would obviously be getting into the major, but then this is a great test for them to be seeing how do they fare within this, 8th in the world to, or like around the top 10 to top 20 in the world kind of range.
Yeah, I spoke to Godby at the European Minor. He wouldn't admit this publicly, but privately he said they were just focused on getting to the major. It was almost like the minor was just a road to that. It was just something to be navigated, and they were pretty sure they were going to go through. And yet there were doubts around them from many people, experts alike, all said, we're not quite sure whether they will get through.
I hate to be this guy, but the issue this team might have is firepower still. I mean, they
even
have
with Tapson on fire, even with Kiev doing well.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of need to have a third player there to be consistently putting up the numbers. Next could be that guy, definitely. He showcased that before, but consistency always kind of being his issue. So one of them has to step up for sure in the fire.
What is your assessment of them, Jason?
Tapson's been great, and to touch on the firepower thing, I mean, he's right in the sense that once you get past Tapson, like who's the next guy to step up? Because I mean, Counter-Strike has shown us over the past that you need probably 2 pretty stable ones, and you need like a third guy who can step in at times, and even hopefully be consistent himself. And when you look at this lineup, you point to Nex and Kiev, both guys who have had issues with performing on the big stage, and also just consistency issues. They're very fluctuating, and when they have those big time performances, so that would be the big thing that you point out there with the firepower is just these 2 guys behind him are just not very confidence inspiring. But I mean, the good news is Kiev, when he is on his op, is great. It's really, really fun to watch. That can be very impactful, and the way that Gabi uses him tactically, very, very smart. Using him to split the map. It's not just like go to this spot, see if you can get a kill. He uses him as like a positioning tool, which is always fun to see with oppers, how they can divide the map and how they allow the strategy to progress. So that's a cool thing to watch.
We'll look out for that during the match. However, we are going to talk about Cloud9 in just a moment. But first up, Pala has managed to get hold of the coach from Big. Kikafu is with him now.
Thank you so much, Paul. That is correct. I'm here with Alex, also known as Kakafu, coach for Big. Tell us a bit about this big project. It's been going for a while now, and it seems to be finding some stability.
Yeah, I mean, we came together, like the team came together 1 month before they brought me in, and I played with Tabson in Penta, so I was their coach too, and he kind of said, hey, this guy like knows a little bit, let's bring him in, and we understand each other really good, Tabson and me, and had also a lot of talks with Keith, so they kind of brought me in, and now we're on our path.
Yeah, well, I mean, arguably one of the first big moves you guys made in your path was DreamHack Leipzig at the start of the year. How have things been since then? How are the team now?
Mm-hmm. I mean, since then, the team improved a lot. I mean, we went to their house, so we all live in the house for 2-3 months, and we understand each other really good. And just overall, the team learned a lot more team play. We learned more about our enemies, and we learned how to like get the players that we want to at the right positions, and that's what we improved a lot.
So, you guys are our EU minor champions, and you're going up against the NA minor champions. How was the minor experience for you guys making it to this qualifier?
It was pretty cool. I mean, we came in with a lot of confidence. A lot of community questions were who's going to make it. So many said Big, Penta, and Envious. Since we had to play against Envious because we lost against Dignitas, we were like a little bit scared because they were the favorites, of course. But we managed to just like crush the lower bracket to everything to 0, and we feel really confident because we already played here, and many teams didn't play here, the tables and everything. But yeah, we feel pretty confident.
All right, final thing then. Who on your team should we be looking out for? I know Kiev definitely made an impression at the start of the year. Who would you say we should keep an eye on in this matchup against Cloud9?
I mean, obviously it will be Tabson, but Kiev has a huge impact. I mean, Gob also said in a lot of interviews, if Kiev performs how we want him to perform, it's really hard to beat us because he's a very good opper, and if he hits his shots, it's very hard for the enemy to win. So again, I think Cobblestone, Kiev, look out for him.
All right, Kiev and also potentially Tabson, who is, of course, a huge firepower on your squad. Thank you so much, Alex. Head back to your station there, and best of luck in the matchup. Paul, let's head back to you and get into all things Cloud9.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, Cloud9, of course, the team that they are up against from Big. I just want to quickly reflect back on a couple of things that the coach said there. Pretty much made your point exactly on the point. He said if Kiev performs, we'll do well. Is that not a lot of pressure coming from the coach on one player?
Yeah, certainly is. But I mean, you expect that a player competing at this level of event would put that pressure on himself, right? That he would, like, you shouldn't need the pressure from a coach to kind of step up to the plate and prepare yourself adequately. So I mean, it's just nothing we don't know. It's just if he shows up, it's going to be great. If not, you're going to see some struggles.
All right, let's talk about Cloud9 because I'm hearing that the players are almost ready. They're your team.
Yeah, let's do it. My team. I love
They're
it.
your
team. The stage is yours.
Thank God.
The stage is yours. Please put your evidence in front of us as to why Cloud9 can win this tournament.
Or
win this game.
Or win this game. Yeah, well, I mean, here's the big... I mean, this is basically going to be a story of... obviously, Cloud9 is really suffering from a lack of leadership. Stewie is the in-game leader. We know that's gone back and forth, had its own struggles, but they're going to get outplayed tactically by Big. I mean, there's just no getting around that fact. They are going to get outplayed on the map. The thing that they have over Big is the skill. When you have guys like Stewie, guys like Automatic, Skadoodle with the AWP, you've got the skill and the experience of being in these situations before, so they're going to have to rely on that. And a lot of it is going to come down towards, as it always does, I mean, this is just a broken record at this point, is Stewie. And if you look at the stats over the past 3 months, Stewie actually has about like 100 more attempts at getting opening kills than his nearest teammate. In terms of like his opening kills and his opening deaths, he's got 100 more. So that's just that's a product of two things. One, obviously, he's probably the best option for like playmaking that Cloud9 has, obviously. And the other thing is because he's the in-game leader, he's not a tactical in-game leader. He is still very inexperienced in that regard in terms of putting together a big game plan. He's not great at that. But he calls based around what he wants to do and where he thinks he can find that opening kill. So because of that, he's naturally just going to be taking more of the brunt of the action because he's basically saying, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going, this is where I'm comfortable trying to find a kill, and this is what we're going to do around that. And that's kind of, he's putting himself in position to be that entry player.
It's going to be very interesting to watch. We'll show you the veto in just a second. I've had like an aberration. I feel like maybe these two really like to play Cobble.
Yeah, I mean, Cloud9 won't go away from it, but they stick, I mean, they have like a pretty, their map pool is not the best in the world, but they stick to some pretty big favorites. I think Mirage is going to be a favorite of theirs as well. They've always liked to play that one, so that would be very interesting because that can be a very tactical map as well from the big side of things.
Yeah, for me, Cloud9 in this game, like you said, tactically Big is always going to be ahead, but if they can either, obviously, if they're just running over, playing aggressively, getting a lot of the first picks, then gives them the opportunity to dictate the pace. Okay, but at the same time, also if the rounds become really grindy, like the 3-on-3s and the such, that's when the individual finesse can really come into fruition, and they can really shine as players, and heat of the moment kind of decision making. They can definitely do that kind of stuff, and then individually play well. That's where they'll potentially have that advantage. But if they go into a very tactical kind of an approach, they're just going to get steamrolled here.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about teams having 7-map pools. There aren't many of them around who can honestly say they can play all 7.
I mean,
Astralis maybe, SK maybe, but not many,
A lot
right?
of teams that play 7 maps, but not necessarily well.
Yeah, not good on all 7 maps.
Absolutely, very good point. We'll come back.
Astute point.
Very astute there, Natu. Yes, we'll come back. Before we check in with the other side of the coaching fence, Valens is right now with Pala.
Valens, how are you doing? You're on a long stretch of travel. How are the guys faring right now?
Pretty good, besides all the lost luggage.
Oh, yeah, we have heard about that. There have been some issues, but that aside, overall, the guys are okay.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, so going into this, you guys are our American minor champions. What is the mindset? Are you happy with how the guys are doing coming off ECS?
Yeah, I think we're happy that we won and got through the semis. Then again, it was 2 best-of-1s, and we want to show that we can do more.
Yeah, and so at times it was close against FaZe. The first map, not so much. The second went into overtime, and that is what put you out of the tournament. Here, what do you think about the competition?
I think this is definitely one of the more stacked major qualifiers in recent kind of history. That being said, a lot of respect for the guys we're playing right now, and that's what we're focused on.
And so, Valens, since your introduction to the team, how long has it been now that you've been working with Cloud9?
Probably 5 months, give or take.
And so what has been your main role as coach? What have you been trying to improve on with the Cloud9 guys?
I think a lot of being a coach is also being kind of like a psychologist and, making sure that the guys are pumped up and ready to, work out issues that come up as and when the games are played. So a lot of kind of making practice more structured, as well as how to work out inter-team conflicts is definitely part of it. And obviously strats and help with kind of CT rotations is the other side.
Okay, and so your opponent's right here, right now, to put you on the spot. What do you think of Big?
Yeah, I mean, Gabi is a legend. I mean, he's a great in-game leader, so we're definitely looking forward to this matchup. And, that being said, it's going to be tough for them, this game coming up, and we wish them best of luck when they're 0-1 tomorrow.
Final thing. I just realized what you snuck in there. Final thing, Valens, then. When you're going up against a great mind like Gabi, without going to the specific details, of course, we don't want to be overheard, what is the mindset? What is the plan? How do you go up against someone like Gabi?
Yeah, I think he kind of likes doing a lot of kind of fakes and making sure that map presence is showed and then kind of playing off of rotation. So we're ready for that, and we want to keep it simple and just make sure that we have a good teamwork, good flashes, and I think we'll pull it out.
All right, Valens, best of luck. Please do go and join your team. It's Cloud9 versus Big. Paul, back to you.
Yes, thank you very much. So the teams are set, and I just want to put this out there. Like Thorin said on Twitter early on, NA teams, good at shit talking.
Always have been, chill.
Yeah.
And they've always been proud about their 7th place
but
CPL
now I have to deliver on that. You can't just say things and then not
No.
deliver.
That's overrated.
Is it? Yeah. What, delivery?
Yeah, the shit talking is much more fun than
delivery. I mean, they've always been very proud about their CPL finish, coming 7th at CPL. What
are we dragging up here now? Like, I'm having flashbacks on this. So what's going? Let's get into the map veto before this gets completely out of control. I think we're all a bit delirious towards the end of the day. Right, we are going to head towards Cobblestone. Okay, so this
you were right, Paul.
This is, yeah, amazing, right? Incredible.
Nicely done.
Yeah, who knows? Who knew? They're both
going on?
It's right in the middle of both of their comfort picks. That's the point, isn't it?
Well, that's what usually happens in the best of one scenario, doesn't it?
Because it's awful when you play 7 maps, or you can play 7 maps, whether you can play them good or bad. It does often mean that you do end up in the middle of your map pool.
Yeah, but I mean, in the last 3 months, Cloud9's 1-4 on this map, so that's not too promising. That doesn't feel very.
I didn't say they were good on it. We were just pointing out their play.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I mean, that doesn't bode too well for them. I mean, it's a map that they're going to be all right at. Especially, I mean, you have to remember most of their wins are coming. Like Cloud9 is still the team in North America that gets invited to all the IEM stops, right? They get invited to all the bigger events, so they're playing against all the other top 10 teams. So that's the majority of where these are going to come from. Against a team like Big, it can be a little bit more promising. Not saying Big's bad, but just not that top tier of competition. So it's going to be interesting to see. This is going to be Skadoodle's going to have a big game here. I mean, he's just going to have to man things out with the up. Whether it's towards the A bomb side, he has to make good decisions. Whether it's towards the B bomb side, he has to be able to do well and bide time and find some kills as the executes come in, because this Big team is going to be a pretty decent execute heavy squad.
Yeah. Do you want to put anything on the line for this one? Just because we don't want you here for the next 3 days.
Like, this matchup scares me a little bit, to be honest with you. I mean, here's the other thing. When the Cloud9 we saw at the NA minor was just fast-paced. It was like rushes every single round. Everything happened so quick, like trying to get into bomb sites at like 1 minute and 10 seconds. So,
so you're not willing to stake your career on this?
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. I'm not. Yeah, hell no.
I would, if I was.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that'd be a bit bold.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but I feel like that kind of a play style would actually be a viable option. Going really just balls to the wall kind of play style, really, really fast-paced, aggressive. You know, try to contest big right from the get-go.
All right, okay. We're going to stop it there because I'm hearing the players are ready to go. So let's head over to 2 other delirious gentlemen at the end of a very long day. Enjoy Big versus Cloud9.
Delirious or not, or long day or not, I'm always delirious.
Yeah, almost nailed that. It wasn't your best. Didn't stick the landing, but it was good.
Well,
Good attempt.
the truth is I did nail it, didn't I? Delirious, got it wrong. Henry just doesn't understand my level of intellect sometimes.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
One day, he will learn.
You think Big are going to take this, don't you?
I think Big are going to smoke them. I'm thinking 16-2.
I think I agree with Jason. I think tactically, sure, Big are much better in that respect. They've got a lot more up their sleeve. They bring some very interesting tactics on this map, especially. I know they've got some really interesting wall of smokes or DA site, especially. But
I was kidding about the 16-2, by the way.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
But I think Big will win, yes.
But I think Cloud9, I think across the board, is much better squad in terms of raw firepower. Yes, we have Tabson for Big, but that's about where my excitement ends for them. I think they're a great unit, but in terms of the firepower, I think Keeve's an okay AWP. I don't think he's world-class by any stretch of the imagination. Next, I think he's dropped off considerably. Gobby, amazing game leader. I don't think he's up there fragging in terms of this sort of level against like Cloud9.
Okay.
But hopefully they can give him a really good game.
I'm going to give Legia and Keeve a nod.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that Skadoodle has to be assertive.
He has been recently. He's been very good.
That is one thing that's going for them. And for that sake, perhaps there's something in it for Cloud9. But I'm going with Big because I just don't like you. And I also want Jason to lose.
Okay. Anyway, 4 sets of armor, 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs. Decoys as well. Head towards B. That's very common for the pistol rounds on Cobblestone. Going towards drop down, it seems, as Stewie and Jordan will be heading their way in. Flashbangs are decent. Jordan gets the first frag, but next waiting for them, takes 2 kills.
Well, to start it off, Tabson's already doing what Tabson does.
Wow.
Suck on that. Tabson, we said if he was going to show up and continue this form, he had to do it at the qualifier. He had to show that he was willing to do it against Tier 1 teams. He's doing it against a Tier 1.5 team right now.
Very good showing there from Tabson. 3 kills, amazing shots from what we could see. I'm sure we'll catch from his POV shortly. That looked absolutely nuts. Here we go from the upper platform. 1, 2, and 3. The third was crazy good. Very, very well done. We're going to the second round here. No bomb going down. This will be Tech9's, Deagle's, PT50s. A couple of smokes to work with him, but not much. Up against the 4 UOPs, a Big and an M4.
Tabson's going to play the same position this time with an M4, but back off the angle as Cloud9 looks a little bit hesitant. They're spread out quite thin on the map. Watch the push from Legia. He's got to go back because there's no one at lower mid. They're watching it from the position of Keeve, but if Legia gets caught out, could have been a problem for them, so back he goes. And nothing will start to take over that position at long A.
Giving anything away just yet, Cloud9. Saving their smokes. Skadoodle and nothing holding up and seeing if the CT pushed into their crosshair, but slowly getting some map control as well towards the B side, but they've got the bomb down in the hall, so not really much they can do right now. 50 seconds remaining, 1 smoke deployed. CT's holding up. Very disciplined team. That's one thing I've always said about Big. They're very good on these anti-eco, so you know what risks they can and cannot take.
Just looking back, I saw it on my screen, the replay of Tabson getting pumped. Keeve needs to get pumped this time. Ooh, dinked up, backs away. Gives them connector as they get down drop, and Stewart is going to win the duel. Legia can't come out with anything either. Things go from bad to worse. Connector, a double pinch play. Tabson gets automatic, but it's he and Next that need to take back the A site. And they may just be taking back the Deagles and giving it up. Bomb's going to be planted. Cloud9 will answer. They go 1-1. That was quite lackluster, I'd have to say, on the A site. Gave up drop relatively quickly.
Stewie finds 2 kills there, finds a UMP as well. Big with no choice but to save the weaponry. A UMP and an M4. 4 players surviving at Cloud9 as well. They didn't really have much in terms of utility, just raw firepower. We said that could be a problem. Tabs can certainly go toe-to-toe with them, but we'll see if the others can in the future rounds here. 2 players will survive. Nothing, and Stewie are going hunting for them towards T-spawn. They don't need to overcommit here. Very successful second round force buy from them there. Bomb down. CT's no choice but to save the weapons.
Bang. More of a boom, really.
More of a boom.
So Stewie starts off by getting in the drop room, and it unfolds from there. Heave. Overwhelmed, couldn't get the shots. And we go 1-1, but they save an M4. Picked up a Deagle as well, did Tabson. So they'll buy around that. Unsurprisingly, it's onto the SMGs, with the exception of Lagia, who goes to a scout. Don't know that I love that, but fair enough.
Yeah, he buys that weapon quite a lot for this team. He's a secondary AWPer. He seems to be the main scouter, if that's a thing. Whenever that weapon's coming out, he's the one picking it up. Let's see whether we can get anything done here. Cloud9, very slow approach. 3 AKs, 2 UMPs, saved in the previous round. Kiev, of course, the AWPer for this team, he's towards long A. We'll need to see him to step up tremendously. Big in the minor to get to this event. Actually managed to beat Envious 16-4 on Cobblestone, so they can play it, very well versed in it.
Yeah, let's not talk about Envious in the minor.
That's what I was going to say. They were shocking in that event to see.
About the worst Counter-Strike I think I've ever seen them play. About the worst I've seen from a number of those players on that 5-man roster. Gobby tries to get in closer toward drop room, but Kiev, meanwhile, backs off again. This is how it all started last time. Automatic toward drop instead of Stu. Next has to back it off, let him through, but he wants to catch the next player. It's the exact same play from Cloud9. This time shut down, though. Kiev manages to get one on the site. That's better than they managed before, but a good refrag from Skadoodle, and Automatic has already pinched through. Yeah. Kiev's gone.
Look at the setup, though. 4 players on the A site. Nothing the CD's going to do about this. Once the bomb's planted, they've got no kits, right? So, do they even go for this? I guess with this kind of buy, you might as well explore the idea. Stewie in that position, though, locks him down with automatic. Yeah, that's done.
Tabson still has the M4. You definitely need to carry that over. Definitely need to make it work. Next, though, getting the kill on Automatic is going to be encouraged to look for a little bit more. That smoke at vents makes things a bit awkward. Yeah. And the good call by Big is to give it up. Let it go.
Makes sense. They have no kits there. I've got a couple of, well, I say rifles, 1 M4 and a scout to save. Next with the UMP, he gets 1 kill, it's extra $600. You can buy some utility with that extra injection of cash. You can get some defuse kits out as well, but this is the problem. Big can get himself in a bit of a right here. Yeah, they're saving weapons, but they're force buying every single time. They're not going to establish himself unless they start winning some of these rounds. In a best of 1, it can actually be a bit of a rut to get yourself into, saving weapons over and over again. You might feel like it's a intelligent thing to do, but it can fall apart quite quickly. So what's the play? They do force into this. I'm a bit worried for the future of this CT half for them. UMP M4, about 2k per player. I would say take a tactical time out here. We'll see whether they decide to do that. Looks like they won't, and they won't force it. Okay, this is the right thing to do, right? This is what you should be aiming for in these sort of scenarios. You keep forcing into it because you save some weaponry. Things can go horribly, horribly wrong. Round number 4. 2-1 for Cloud9 after losing the pistol, bouncing back. Scout trying to do some damage and actually inflicting quite a lot towards Automatic, down to 29 HP for him. So the 5-on-5 though, Stewie edging in towards Connector.
Lagia. Sweaty forehead that he has. Bit shiny. I like it though.
It's nice.
Some texture. Stewie gets up top ramp, flashes over, makes it work as well. Keep blind. Oh, that's a good shot. That's a good read. Knew where he'd had to have gone. It's Lagia that's going to be on the scout, trying to cut them off on the way through. Drops down from Juliet. And he'll be the desperate, hopeless romantic with a scout in the sight as Next takes out Stewie. That's all they really have going for them. Another round, Cloud9 is going to take over A. This is going to start to play into the heads of Big, because not only are they not holding the A site, as soon as they start to do so, as soon as they start to fortify it, problems will ensue on B in weakening that defense. Good shot from Tabson. He's actually pulled this back to a winnable situation because bomb's down to the A site. Automatic's going to grab it. Safe plant. It's going to plant hotspot. Ooh, planted back hotspot as well. Tabson now knows it's there. They've got to go for it. Low HP on both, and Automatic's going to slide out. Easy shot to take out Tabson. Gobby's head spotted. Automatic knows exactly where he is, and he just has to play the time. Better than that, hits the headshot. Godby goes down.
That's brave. He knew exactly where Godby is as well, and Godby just tries to time him out of the round and make him take the fight at the APC, and it actually works out for him, but he nails the shot. Automatic probably up there in terms with Tabson in terms of skill, maybe a little bit greater. Tabson's very, very good mechanically, but Automatic certainly can outduel him at times as well. Number 5. 3-1 in favor of Cloud9. And it was not a forced buy from Big, so they're absolutely fine here. And we'll be able to bring out the AWP for Kiev. If anything, from what I saw at the minor, Cobblestone was his best map. I wasn't impressed with him. I thought he was okay, but the map he really impressed me on was this one. So we'll see whether he can step up here. 1 kit available. No head armor really. Doesn't really matter against these AKs. All for Skadoodle, a player that's had a resurgence recently, I think it's fair to say. From what we saw, the NA minor especially looked very good, like the word you were looking for, assertive. He seemed to have at least found that.
Well, it's all Cloud9 except for when Tabson says otherwise. Just only been the 1 round, the pistol round so far. Tim's going to set himself in a position for the boost. Next with a knife. Trying to shoulder peek out. He's got his teammate down below with Molotov in hand. A can of flames. Bit of hot sauce for you, Hank. And he'll throw his above as they throw theirs below. They're going to fall into it. Godby gets both as a result. It's a little too hot to handle. Godby gets out with 5 HP, and they're going to head toward B. Shroud's going to lead the way, but he too Molotov'd off. Has to slow down. Smokes in. 3-man stack right outside of the drop position as soon as they, the broken wall drop, that is, not the actual drop room, as they want to make their way through. Shroud, AK in hand on 29 seconds as Tabson takes out nothing, and Shroud with the response, but he's down to next, and Skadoodle at least hits the shot, but 21 seconds now, he has to try and grab the bomb and go for the plant. It's got the opening. He's actually making it work. We talked about assertiveness. He's got the ass part down just fine because he's being a menace, but Kiev's going to take down Skadoodle, and it's going to make it 3-2.
Yeah, close call there for Big. Skadoodle, though, running out of time, had to go for an encounter towards the rock position. Take him down, certainly made things uncomfortable and kept the CT economy modest. Same story, though, for the terrorist side. They can bring out a couple of AKs there, I think, but they are going to be forced buying in. Tech9, this is the replay of Godby. Drops that incendiary at the perfect time, makes them fully commit. Fire just everywhere in that drop-down area. 2 kills, stays alive as well. That's not bad at all. It's actually only 1 AK coming into this round. Full investment across the board. Even Skadoodle, he's gone Glock armor. Okay, maybe want to get body armor instead.
I like that.
Glock
That's what I do.
armor.
He's hoping that someone's going to die and give him a gun.
Yeah, I guess.
Guns are overrated, Henry. They don't kill people, I do.
Smoke's deployed. Here we go. Flashbangs in.
Well, Tabson downed immediately by Shroud. Tech9, this is their chance. It has to be their chance to win it back as we go black. And we never go back. It's Legia that's going to get Stu at the very least. We are back. Legia trying to hold off, has to concede the fact that they've given up the site. Cloud9 walking in with pistols. They had to go 3-3 here. Bomb faked out. Oh, what a shot, Skadoodle. The Glock has done it. The Glock in armor has indeed. As the bomb plant is down, Kiev has an AWP, and Cloud9 steal the rounds.
Just to give context to Matt's statement there, in the studio, the screen did go black. Not sure what happened on the stream. Could have sounded a bit weird otherwise.
It's true, but that's fine.
Just so you know, it was just like that. Right now, we've got a black screen.
Yes.
It comes back, but I think that's probably just us.
On-camera transition, it appears.
Yeah, but anyway. Yeah, the Glock does step up, of all the things. Skadoodle there with the broken wall position. Gets a Glock kill. That was a force buy with PT-50 Tech9s and 1 AK. Shroud finds 3 kills in total. The flashbangs were perfect there. You can see them actually struggling trying to put the fire out. They were spending so much time getting the smokes to extinguish the flames. They actually get shut down by the run and gun technique of Shroud. He's actually got a lot better recently. He gets a lot of criticism, a lot of focus put on him, right? But he still is a good player. He might not be the best anymore in terms of the NA region, but he still does a very good job, I think. Like, nothing too crazy, but he keeps up with the team.
WP for Kiev to bring back out. They have to win this one, surely.
Well, the AWP comes out for Kiev, Matt. The scouts there as well. PT-50s. In terms of the money, they must have some residual cash. About $1,000 per player. This is another B pro trade. Cloud9, when they get rolling, this is the team that always goes to the B side. That's kind of NA style anyway. Once you get a few rounds on the board, money's in your favor, you're breaking down the CT economy, focus on that B side. Upper platform, find the kills, take the jewels.
They're coming to fix us because our black screen persists. It's fine though, nothing. He's got all the vision. Nex has got him back. AWP up close, we snap off it, but Nex, he actually hit that shot on Shroud. Yeah, believe it or not, Nex has nailed them. They've got a man advantage, and Nex is holding off against Skadoodle as well. It's just automatic remaining. He knows where he is, the op. In Nex's hands, very effective. Scout for Legia, so watch Tabson to be in position on the secondary AK, but the transition I don't love. Tabson at least hits the shot.
Well, luckily for them, the 3 versus 1 against automatic of all people goes in their favor, and it will be 4-3. Not going to be shutting down the money of Cloud9 just yet, but it certainly is a brawl in terms of the financial situations either side. Scout for Legia, all for Kiev, and it was Nex finding 3 kills with the AWP. Not too bad at all. Definitely not known to be an AWPer. He was known as one of the hottest prospects of German CSGO about 2 years ago when we first started the PGL first season, I think. That's when he first started Mount Sports, and he was looking great. Like, it was amazing, in fact. And significantly dropped off since then, but still has a few rounds here or there. Getting to run number 8. 4-3 in favor of Cloud9. 4 AKs, 1 UMP. Stewie of no nades whatsoever, but sometimes that doesn't matter for a player like him. Big round. Whoever loses this one is certainly going to be an eco. Both teams invested down to $0. Legia with the scout.
He's loving it.
He is.
I don't know if that he's done anything at all with it, but he's loving it.
He's got 1 kill, so no, probably not. But
don't call him out, Henry. You know what will happen.
He'll go wild.
Exactly. And do you really want to be responsible for a wild Legia? Ooh, Gabi does. He's got Shroud. Automatic sneak by them, though. I don't know if they know this. I don't know if they're ready for it. Kiev seems to be positioned as though he is. Gabi seems to be aiming at the window. The question is, how do they now approach this situation with automatic inside a drop? It's certainly covered off. Yeah, tagged up as well as he starts to head elsewhere. Jumps across the AWP, runs him down, but Kiev, he's better on the pistol. It's Stewie that's going to come in next. Gets Kiev back on the AK. If he slips through the vents as well, he could time it perfectly to be behind both. There they go. Stewie's got the kills. Skadoodle gets Gabi, and the round is flipped. It's all on to Tabson. Molotov down, bomb planted, hotspot. He's got to go back out the doorway from the hut, and that should give away a crossfire position for exactly where he is. He has to somehow bypass Stewie. If he goes towards Stewie, he's done. Skadoodle's got the angle covered off, so he's got to isolate. Look at that. Perfect cross.
Yeah, not really much he can do with this one. It is Tabson, though. We'll see what he can bring to the table, but caught with his pants down, nade out. And Stewie, that's just a classic Stewie 2K round, is it not? Just choosing a decision. The timing, spot on, through the vent. They have no idea it's even a possibility. He finds 2 kills in the back there, saves the round, and shuts down the money for big. 5-3 now. This is the sort of stuff you can't prepare for. Those sort of plays, you can't say, well, Stewie likes to do this sort of stuff, or they might be a little bit hard to predict in some situations. He's just very assertive and pushes into certain plays like that. And yeah, like I said, not really something you can really do much about if he's hitting all the shots. 5-3, tactical timeout for big. Then you get $1,400 for that round. So $1,400 on 2 players. Might as well be 3 with God B on 2K. And Legia and Kiev, they could buy, but be very, very weak. Number 9. As we get into what looks like a difficult situation for big. Just to note as well, it still is a T-sided map. Technically, it's very much more balanced than it used to be. It's not like a 11-4 every single time sort of experience anymore. But the decision for big, CZs. 250s, not much else. Guaranteed round for Cloud9, pretty much. You can see Shroud, he picks up the Mac 10. Perfect for farming unarmored CTs.
Skadoodle, he's going to aim down the B corridor toward the stairwell. No one playing inside of it right now. Meanwhile, it's Tabson that's on the site behind statue. It's slow pace to get to a place from Cloud9. Gabi's got the rock. Everyone's staying and not peeking. Cloud9 have won the essential rounds that have given them this economic advantage that now becomes a bit of an issue for them. Shroud again as well. Drop down. New haircut for Shroud. Looking short. Trying to cool off for the summer. Get hot in the round. Shroud gets Tabson and Gabi automatic back into the position to drop. Realizes, wait a minute, there's more than one there. Tries to pre-fire next. He's having none of it. He'll grab the AK-47, but be forced off of the situation I'm at. Might as well, if I were him, run to save that. But Nothing will not allow it. He will save nothing.
Not really much they could do here. 1 kill is all that they pick up on the big side. That's for Nex. They'll get $1,900 at the next round. Still going to be a difficult one for them. Just about can scrap it together. I think Keeve can get the OWP out, but he hasn't exactly been lights out with that so far. 3 kills and 5 deaths for him. 4 players surviving for Cloud9, not too bad. Trials on 2 HP, so he'll be trying to get away from the bomb as quickly as possible. Skadoodle, no frags required from him. Just making sure the bomb doesn't have any ninjas coming towards it. Watches it to the very last second. Out he goes. Absolutely fine. 6-3 now for Cloud9. Looking pretty good. Big have won the pistol, remember, as well, so they haven't really strung anything together since then. Couple of rounds here or there, and I think we're taking another eco here for the German side. A partial buy, if you will. PGs with these CZs. HE grenades. This will be the airstrike map towards B site usually. It doesn't really deliver too much. On train it does, I think, the most. Like Cobblestone, not so much. The timing's really difficult to like nail it. Keeve's got a Mach 10 for the previous round. 5 HE grenades. What have you got?
Stewie, he's going to jump back across after Molotoving out toward long. The Gia gets no peek.
NIP smokes coming in?
It seems it.
They are.
Oh, did you see them? Yeah. Fair enough. I didn't. So those will deploy. They haven't thrown them yet. I think they just did.
Yeah.
So they'll land. Section off the B site. And they've got all day to work with it. Stewie's still out to catch off Legia when he tries to push through, but Keeve's got Shroud down, so the smokes are deployed.
Don't really get that one. Why are they not going to A?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Like, if you're going to do that, like, you can throw smokes to the B platform. What have they gained from throwing Shrouded and dying? He's called everyone's there, and he haven't done anything with it.
No, they've done absolutely nothing with it. So smokes go down, no execution. And the pistols, now Tabson on an AK, are starting to work. Oh, well, fair enough. That's a freebie for Stewie. Like, yeah, I'm not really sure what he was thinking. It's going to give them back a kill on the Cloud9 side. Double it up as God becomes close. 12 HP for Stewie. But he'll get away with it. This is going to make things awkward because they're rotating back over to B at the exact time that Big thought it was safe to rotate back over toward A. So it's only Keeve inside of the site on 12 HP. And he's got to have heard and called the fact that they're in the B tunnel. Ooh, tight angle, 1 and done at best.
That's what he needs.
Well, you're correct in saying it's all he needs, but he's not going to get that even. Skadoodle's got the shot. Tabson playing from the rock, snaps to his left, taking down to 50 HP though. Slightly lower as Skadoodle's able to put him down. It's now all on to Nex on just a pistol. Another round that Big comes so close but make an awkward call. And Cloud9, you're right, did nothing with that execution, so lucky to get away with
it. Like, okay, just to paint the picture there, when NIP did that, they would throw one player in with the smokes and go towards A. The idea is to force the rotations over, and they have no idea what's going on. Sure, you can do a variation of that, but let's just see whether Keith can do anything with this. Oh, it's Nex, sorry. He can't. The idea is you go back towards B when you have the reaction there, but that was like the worst of both worlds. Full execution, lose all your nades, die, and then do nothing with the round. Luckily, Stewie managed to get towards the connector and backstab with a knife there in more ways than one. And still, round saved just about there. 7-3. Shroud, he was the one thrown into the site. You can see there, wasn't too happy with something. Got Mach 10 as soon as he committed. A great play from Stewie to save the situation as Legia. Responsible for breaking one of the desks here at the minor last time. None of that this time. I think they've been warned.
It's true. They came from the lower bracket in that minor. Hence the desk breaking shenanigan required. Not really ever required, to be fair. Scobby takes down automatic. Watch for the cross on the site. Tabson caught out in the middle of it. Can't do anything with it. That's massive.
This is a change of pace from Cloud9. Going to be so many rounds in a row, but this is created. Keeve boosted up in the connector smoke. They might have a chance here, actually. It's going to be a 4-on-2 now. Nothing and Stewie to clutch. Stewie with the orb as well. Bomb planted, but nothing finds the first kill. The gear gives it away. 3-on-2 now. They have got nades to work with. Only flashbangs on the T side as well. CT's hoping for a mistake here and allowing Godby to buy some time. He is very smart on these rounds and making the flank from long A. Should be a guaranteed kill for him. There it is. But it's up to Stewie.
Oh, what? Gets Keeve, nails Nex up to Stewie. You don't need anybody else, Cloud9.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow. Henry's impressed.
That's so
damn.
sick.
Oh, damn. Drop the mic, Henry.
That was so good. Like, that's what I'm saying about. You might have all the tactics in the world, Matt, and I agree they do, but like sometimes you can't.
Listen, they're still going to win this game. Calm down.
There's things you can't beat, and that's one of them. And that's so sick from him. Like 30 HP as well. They know exactly where he is. Still just wrecks everyone.
It's fine. I told you, they just false sense of security. Ooh, Valens, don't hurt his shoulders so hard. You'll dislocate it. He's just a frail boy.
He's quite a small man.
Nothing. Trying to open up the site again. It's pistols. Things are not looking good for the economy of Big. As Jordan walks in to take out Tabson. Nothing's going to continue to try and wrap around as well. Next, down by Skadoodle. Lagia's on a 1 versus 5.
Good luck. Ooh. Rough couple of rounds for Big. 9-3 now. Cloud9 looking like they're getting into 5th gear. Lagia, let's have a look at the scoreboard. 2 for 9 for him. Key 5 for 8. One of the names we do need to see at the top, the Orpa. Godby to be expected. Him and Lagia, I don't expect to be like ever lighting the game on fire. It's up to Tabson, and here's top for now, 11 and 8. On the other side, Stewie, 14 kills with him. Skadoodle 11, Shroud 7, and Automatic surprisingly enough at the bottom. But as we get into it, round number 13. Another full buy for the CT side. Need to start getting this rounds on the board now. It looks like Cloud9 are running away with a lot of these clutches at individual plays.
Ooh. Shroud already in this site. He's already by all the flames, all the smoke, all the damage. And Stewie, he's with him, but he's on the inside of the smoke,
fire.
so they're going to have to get inside of the cubby jumping through. It's Tabson, but Stewie's got him down. Tabson, he's been silenced in this game. Stewie goes through. Good flash over. And it's all down to Lagia yet again. Caught off from the window. Nothing's got the kill. Cloud9's got the round. They're up to 10.
Stewie's is in the zone right now, pushing through all the smokes, the flames. Fast B execution there. A couple of smokes dropped as well. You can see the thing that impressed me is the amount of Molotovs that are deployed as well. The CDs couldn't even retake if they wanted to. Fire absolutely everywhere. As soon as they extinguish, Stewie's running through the flashbangs. That was really nice to watch from him. He's like on a mad one right now. 17 kills, 6 deaths. Just completely ravishing the CT side as he throws the right click flashbangs through. Down to an eco once again for Big.
Jordan, nothing. Trying to walk closer, gets flashed off. Godby does well, but good reaction from nothing, even though he hardly, or excuse me, from Automatic, even though he hardly had his visions. Neither does Shroud, and he does the same. It's Kevin next down. Stewie's going to find Tabson trying to work back in toward drop. And this is now, okay, fair enough. It's going to be 11-3. Lagia knows this situation's rather dire.
Anders gave me a quote earlier coming into this game. He goes,
Did he really?
Henry, if you need to remember one thing, Godby has the equal IQ to all 5 Cloud9 players combined.
Well, that doesn't equal very much.
Well, that's the point he was trying to make, I think.
It equals 45.
Okay.
9 times 5.
Where are you going with
Cloud9.
Okay. That's... Oh. It's not as funny as I was hoping for.
It's never funny, Henry. That's the point.
I thought you were saying they were already stupid or something, but no.
Are you trying to call it Anders?
I wasn't really doing anything with it. It was just a funny thing he said to me. You ruined it now. So.
I totally ruined it.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I do. It's fine. Relationships, jokes, and CS. Ruin them both.
11-3. So, last round for Big, and there will be money available from just about. AWP for Kiev, 4M4s. They've got smokes and Molotovs to work with as well. Got beat, trying to get in the zone there, trying to hype up his teammates. As we get into this one, Skadoodle back on the AWP. They've kept a very fast brand of Counter-Strike in this first half. Once they've found those first few clutches, they've kept with it. Fast smokes once again, Automatic going in first, trying to open the map. Here we go.
Otto's going to go aggressive as well in behind them. He takes Tabson, but look at his positioning. Automatic so far inside of the site, there's nothing that they can do in the reverse. Next will slide back through finally in this smoke, but misses the shot on Skadoodle. That gives him away to Jordan, a.k.a. nothing. That's all onto Lagia yet again, who's got the M4. Good shot on Skadoodle to open it up. But to find 3 more, not likely. 12-3 at half for Cloud9, and I'm starting to wonder if Big should have left Train in the pool, although, to be fair, Cobblestone's been fairly good for them. So
the thing is, they would have had the same problems on Train. Cloud9 is the exact same playstyle on the T side of that map as well. Very fast, very quick towards the outside side. Stewie and Automatic just completely wrecking people. So I don't think they're used to playing against this sort of pace. It's very difficult to handle, especially when Stewie's hitting absolutely everything. I thought this would be the problem coming into this game, and it seemed evident as well. If you play a very slow default game with CS, Big can probably handle it, but this. especially with the aims coming up as well, and I don't think Big has the aims to actually challenge them in that respect. It's going to be a very difficult challenge for them. But you never know. Get the T-pistol, we'll see where we're at.
Next. He's going to just go jumping by the hay bales. Set up rather passive. 3 toward B, all close to statue in the stairwell. No one at drop, so they've completely left that open, which could be a drop split right now as well. Tabson looks like he wants to go down. Get through connector, and they'll go for a 4-1 push toward A. He's got to go now. They're already rotating. He can have at least heard one of them, surely, as Lagia goes in, makes contact. It's Nex. Flashed off, though, but still alive. That gets the kill onto Skadoodle as Tabson spotted by by Shroud, but good response as he snaps back. A pistol round seems to be his home as he gets nothing as well. And it should be back-to-back pistols for Big. Now keep that in mind. Big won the opening pistol. That's how poor the first half was for them. They got ecoed on the second round. This time, they need to do much, much better than that as Stewie's found by Tabson as well. Another 3K round for him.
Both pistols indeed. Very fast approach with the A site there, finding all the kills. Skadoodle trying to clamber up onto the A site there, got caught with a missed jump and got punished for it. His teammates could not step up there. So if they were to lose this game with both pistols going in their favour, I think that's a bit of a nightmare generally for Big. 12-4 be the scoreline here. CTs can force buy in the second round. I would say you don't have to, even though you lost this round. Oh, good. They've actually listened. People are starting to understand. Finally, it's taken 2 years. We've got there. No force buy in the second round. You have this lead on the CT side. Take an eco. It's fine. That's not a requirement anymore. So, USPs. Default pistols across the board, actually. That's not too bad. Here we go. One flashbang. That's all they'll buy.
He spots, makes contact, and backs off. They know now they're pushing it toward A, so they've got to be fast onto B. 5-man push. Haven't seen this in a long time. And they're still hesitant. They still don't know, oh, this could be bad. This could be very, very bad. Waiting for automatic to confirm a clear toward T-spawn. Thankfully now they'll get to the B site. They should be all clear and all fine. Cloud9 was very close to nipping at their heels. Now they're just going to look for the exits. Just need a kit for nothing. You can go for the ninja. Doubt that's going to happen.
That is going to happen. I was hoping that some exits come in. Only got the default pistol, so only really going to be giving them kill reward money with their SMGs. So just staying alive actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it. They're not going to get anything for us. They know that. Deny the SMGs anything in terms of $600 per kill. So, saving nothing, but not giving anything away, I guess is the headline of that one. Every dollar counts in Counter-Strike. 12-5. We'll be able to purchase some body armor this time, it seems. P250s as well. That means round number 18. Big will get the 3-0, almost certainly here, but 4 nades bought.
Next, meanwhile, relatively quiet, but he'll have one of the 2 AK-47s in the round as they get close to B, which is now the side that's stacked, so they've got to identify this quite quickly. Ascertain the fact that it's fully occupied by Cloud9, Shroud being one of those players, Shroud being the most aggressive of those players, with the P250 in hand. Close smoke for entry. Smoke to statue. Shroud with nade. It was a little bit deep, so he won't take damage, but his elevated position won't get him a kill either. As Lagia and Tabson open things up, they can now slow down to control the round, and that's exactly what they'll do. Scott, ooh. I was going to say Gasho's face, but Lakia goes back to take a fight that he probably should not have. Great shot. Brings it to within 1 of the deficit. Over toward A as well. It's Automatic that wants to peek late. Automatic that's got damage in. Dinks everywhere, but no kills. He's still alive, but he's soon to die. 11 HP. Godby's in behind him.
Is indeed. Look a little bit temperamental there. Big do managed to win the round, but losing 2 frags certainly wasn't the most comfortable procedures for them. 12-6 now. A gun round for Cloud9. As I mentioned, they didn't force buy in the second, which I like a lot. They've got this huge lead. It's best of 1 format. Every win means so much for either of these teams. Like, I would say Cloud9's almost kind of certain making that top 8, I think, at everyone's book. Big, a little bit of an outsider, I would say, in terms of the teams here, but we'll see. Definitely a team that has potential to. I just don't think this playstyle really suited them, Cloud9, but still. Getting to round number 19 here. All power for Kiev. Same sort of Skadoodle. I would put Skadoodle above Kiev in most encounters. We'll see whether he can handle him. Slow pace round here for the big side. Working towards the platform next, and Kiev watching top and middle.
So Tabson waits to the top of the drop. Whoa, I thought Shroud's foot was going to be showing. He's a little bit further back than I had read. They know the angles better than I do. Big, doing everything they can. This time winning the 3 rounds, rather 2 rounds after pistol, but 3 rounds to start off the half. Very passive from Cloud9. Aside from the stack round pushing through, no one looking for information out toward long A, but they are with 2 players inside of Connector as Tabson makes his way around. That means there's a second player close by. It's Automatic, and Tabson not ready for it. Godby is. He's got the trade back. That could have ended all plans immediately as they try and swing around, and Godby's found by nothing instead. So the split's off, but the kills are on, and Skadoodle's missed the shot out towards Stables, but wants to try and continue holding the cross as they pick him apart through the wooden boards. And that's going to work, but Stewie at least gets 1 in return before Kiev steps up. It's all down to nothing, and nothing down in the end by Lagia.
One of the messiest CS rounds I've seen in quite a long time, but Big do manage to put it off. Skadoodle gifted a couple of kills on a play, misses some shots, jumping around. No one could really kill each other at that point in the round, but still, Big do manage to pick it up. They got the 4-0 here in the second half. Maybe there is a chance of them yet. Going to round number 20. Has to be another eco for Cloud9 here. It's got to be the refrag with Tamsin towards that connector position as well. Jumping through the window. Shroud just didn't seem ready. The timing seemed horrible for him. Justly pulled a nade out. That's when they fully committed. So good work by the T's in that respect. Lagia now down to a Mac 10. 3 AKs around him. So obviously it's testament that they know it's pretty much full EK for the CTs. Lagia with that Mac 10 by himself. Kills Stewie. And is setting up for his teammates. Doesn't really matter if he goes down. He's got the man advantage now. Just trying to get a bit more intel. Might get a second kill as well. Doesn't do that indeed, but nothing finally takes him down.
Tabson's still going to try and work down in from drop as well. Flames at his feet. Nade toward the drop room is Shroud. Fights back valiantly. Oh, got a little fast forward effect there. Admin, he's doing it sideways. Tried it once. She didn't really like it. She never does.
She never does.
Shroud and Automatic just waiting to die at this point, it would seem, as they back toward the connector. Could play for exits. They haven't invested much into this, so picking up a gun would be valuable to carry over, but Big's going to pick up round number 8.
They will. Looking much better here on the T side. I think that second half pistol has really set them up for a decent half here. We'll be 12-8 after this one. Money will be a maximum loss bonus for Cloud9 though, so they can bring out the double AWP setup. Normally things get a bit desperate. That's what you're using on the CT side. That's definitely an option on Cobblestone. I'm not a huge fan of it. Again, it's a tactical team like Big as well. I would try and avoid that setup, but Stewie definitely can wield the weapon and go with Skadoodle. I don't think it's required just yet. Like, they've had 1 gun round so far. Maybe that's not the call at this point in time. I think it was a difficult buy as well, but Big now. We'll have a good score for them. Tabson, of course, top of the scoreboard, 18 kills. Next to far behind at 16. Good to see him up there. Stewie with 21 kills, leading the charge on then some for his teammates, and Automatic second place, 14. So, about 5.5k per player on the CT side. AWPs will come out. Just 1 though for Skadoodle, by the looks of things. He hasn't exactly been lights out either. We'll see whether he can step it up here. A big round for either side. Good pardon the pun.
Yeah, I was wondering when you were going to catch on to that one. It is a well-named team in that sense.
Yeah.
They also have the biggest man in the world as their manager.
That's true. Very big man. Very nice man as well.
He's a lovely man. I enjoy him thoroughly. Scott B, well, if you thought you were going to get through the flames the first time, wait again. Another 7 seconds, delayed by Automatic this time. Automatic as well has a smoke. He's throwing the flash instead. Gobby fully blinded by that. And now throw one out in return to try and get a peek.
All quiet for now. Full default for Big. They still have all the utility to work with as well. They edge back towards the B site. Leaving next and middle for now, but it looks like they will be committing. They haven't got drop down or upper platform at all. Skadoodle's actually on their platform with full vision of that area. Like, yeah, needs to be very careful. A flashbang definitely required. Cannot just walk out and hope for the best there. At least a jump across. We'll see if they give anything away.
Flash out. Oh, couldn't decide where to shoot. Made a lovely flick, but hits Lagia in the shin instead. It's nothing. He's made his way in from drop room. Skadoodle. Another holds off drop room. Hits a great shot up close on the second approach. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how he survived so long. His next was hesitant around the corner, but having done so, he's done very well to find nothing as well. Stewie behind the tree. Picks up one on Kiev at the least. His Shroud will follow up. It's still the favor of Cloud9 with the exception of the fact that the bomb has been planted and Gobby's put himself in a reasonable post-plant position, but he's expecting a flank. It's boxes that he plays. First shot a bit of a miss, but makes up for it on the spray. He's going to be distilled from his position by the flames, and then by the flames it's Shroud's gun, by which he falls next. It's now going to be 13. 3 with a 1 in front of it, rounds for Cloud9.
That's the first round they've posted in the second half. It's going to be 5-1. So, good time to arrive here. Is it enough to ignite Cloud9 further? They go for the double orb setup. I did say that was a possibility, presumably going towards Stewie and Skadoodle. Here's the replay, though. Skadoodle actually shutting them down for so long. Stayed alive for a very long amount of time. Next, finding some decent shots on entry, but leaving Gobby in an unwinnable situation. Not known for huge clutches here. He can be very clever in the 1v1s, but like a 3v1 against these sort of players, I think is a bit of a stretch too far. Going to run number 22 here. Double orb setup. We said Stewie going for that as well. Assuming they'll take one of the orbs towards middle. They actually don't. Towards B at the start. Automatic holding mid. Gobby and Kiev looking towards long A.
Tabson, good opener. Great opener. Get wrecked, Skadoodle. Shroud's got to compensate for it. Pick away at the remains of his teammate, see what he can find. A nade that's gone deep. Tabson's still alive and well. And a smoke to cover off the drop room. But Tabson's going to sit and wait a little bit longer as Lagia's tasked with trying to open up it long. Remember as well, you said it, that was Cloud9's first round. They had 2 players staying alive. This is a reset.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is a harsh reset. Now it's a 5-on-4 double orbs as well. If full execution comes in, they're in a world of trouble. Automatic still holding middle, backed up by Jordan now, who's got the AWP. I guess Automatic needs to make a play here. Can't allow full commitment to come in here as the nade's being pulled. Does he push through?
He's thinking about it. Oh, this is such a time to be dead. What a time to be dead. Next takes him down. It's through the smoke they go. It's Tabson as well toward the top of middle of the spot. One more player trying to jump through from vent. That's over toward Romeo and Juliet. Both covered off this round as nothing stays at barrels. Do they check it? Bomb already down. Shroud being a menace. They know now that nothing is there, but Kiev's got an AWP and has to get friendly with nothing. Misses a shot to the pistol. Nothing knows he's there. It's a back and forth fight. Oh, Kiev. Thankfully he had 3 teammates by that point, or 2 teammates rather, that were coming to help him, but that was rather awkward for a minute.
Yeah, that is the full reset, for sure. A lot of missed shots now from both sides. Cloud9 missing a few more, it seems, as they will drop the scoreline down to 5-1 here. Or 6-1, I should say. And it was a bit of a sloppy way to finish there with the pistol, but Kiev did get the final shot with the P250. Once again, the gear brings up that Mag-10. Knows they're going to be eco, but they've fully invested Cloud9. 12-3 first half, now it's back to 13-9. Big certainly making a case for themselves here in the second half. CZs, P250s, UMPs. Cloud9 always dangerous if he sort of buys, but I'm not sure this will be their round. Gear once again probing towards B with the SMG. Headshot for now. Down he goes.
Downed indeed. Shroud, though, sitting back, waiting for anyone to push through for the broken wall. It's Stewie. Goppy's going to put him down, though. Molotov goes out toward connector door, and next he has the AK-47. Thankfully, spot Shroud sooner than Shroud could approach and pounce. Good shot from Skadoodle, but round over, I'm afraid. Big's going to make this 10.
Why not be?
Will they? Because he's now picked up a gun. He's got armor to work with. His smoke's going to bounce the wrong way, but he's hit the high HP player. Keeve down. Skadoodle's got something in this. He's got an argument in the say. A say in the argument, perhaps. As Gobby, 16 HP, goes, Hunty's looked the wrong way. This is all Skadoodle's. This is all timing. Skadoodle's to lose. Bomb is in the hands of Gobby. Now, the fact that he's made it to drop room, he likely expects that Skadoodle is wrapped back around. Gobby misses the shot. Skadoodle with 14 pulls back the round. 3 kills in a 1 versus 3.
Just at the CZ as well.
That's so gutting right now if you're Big.
Yep, that's crushing. You had said it. Well, that's done. No way Skadoodle's winning this one. Just one mismanagement in terms of the timings. The bomb going down. They were segregated. One gets caught at the tree. Then the low HP player, the bomb was apprehensive, didn't want to commit to the plant. Gets caught out. Oh, it's just really horrible round to see. Got to be that timings escaping. He had the right idea. Knew where Skadoodle was and misses him by a couple of seconds. At that point, loses track and assumes he's gone towards A. Finds him through the smoke and can't hit the shot. One bullet would have done it, I think. So even though they win the round, money's still not great for Cloud9 yet. Orb comes out, they get 1 AK, so it's okay to be there. 3 UMPs is the problem. Up against another full buy here of Big. They've got AKs and AWP themselves, but if that's the way they lose the game, oh, that's going to be such a gutting feeling for them. Okay, that's actually a 1v4 map, just to note.
That's even more sick.
Yeah.
That's even more ridiculous.
Oh, the final kill.
Wow, if Big... I mean, they had all the momentum, they had the economy. If they don't win this game now, that round will remind them for quite some time.
Indeed it will. Well, 24. Everything leads to this moment for Big. Can't give away match point at this stage or have nothing left. Has to be around victory here in round number 24. Get towards drop down, they get the first pick. It's got B, who's lost the clutch in the previous round, trying to make up for it now. Tabson takes nothing down to 19 HP. They have got the advantage here, but they can't hold on to it. But Keeve keeps the dream alive.
Nothing with 19. Flashes high in the sky, and he's going to rotate back through into connector.
He's giving up the B site.
He has completely given up the B site. I'm thinking this might be an early save call. The only thing they have to rely on at this point in time is automatic rotating around toward T-spawn, but he's still quite removed from the action, so if they don't get the next kill, call it done. And this is a tenuous situation because nothing 19 has one shot to hit Gobby with, and it's the same in return, and Gobby's the one with the angle, so yeah, the call's been made. Cloud9 backs. It's going to be finally now, this time, the 10th round for Big.
Yeah, absolutely. What a roller coaster the second half has been. Only 2 rounds for Cloud9 so far, but all rounds they've been. 1v4 for Skadoodle. And now, after winning the previous round, those 2 frags, they're just tapping out. Big. Do find double digits, nothing with another frag there. Finds got B, and nothing will get hooked up with automatic as well. Tabson drops and causing a lot of damage here to the financial situation of Big. It's automatic. One player survives on the T side here. They will get a buy from this one, but still, the drama continues. Lose this one, still going to be fully reset. So those kills at the end, those 3, very valuable frags.
Well, 10-14. Skadoodle still on his AWP, automatic, with an AK. Looks like he wants to get aggressive at long A. They're going to leave nothing? Take it back. I thought it was going to be Skadoodle. It's nothing at the top of mid and A. But a 3-2 split, aggressive toward the hole in the wall, and Keeve's going to watch that from an angle as Nex gets closer and wants to go for a solo entry contact play. Flash, doubly so. Both blinded, both, oh, not down Shroud. P250 to bail Skadoodle, but unfortunately can't do it the second time around. He's standing and sitting in the open. Shroud tries to do what he can to Tabson. It's not much. Tabson with a kill. Nothing gets back in the sight. They still got a chance in this, especially with Tabson as low as he is, and Keeve burning ever so slightly. Watch the play. Good shot from Nothing as he slips up. Better shot from Automatic. They've got the bomb down. Keeve gets a response, but it's an AK versus an AWP, and Keeve has to get the bomb. So many smokes down, and he has no idea where to look, no idea where to find Automatic. He's expecting that he's gone to Chicken Coop. He's right, but he's missed the shot, and it's map point for Cloud9.
They get the first 2 kills. You think they're done, but Skadoodle with the P250, he finds a frag, buys Nothing some time. He gets some kills with the Famous there, pushing the smoke, and now the pressure firmly applied towards Big here, Matt. It's desperate. It's not looking great whatsoever. 1 Nova of all weapons on the T side of Cobblestone. That's coming out apparently. And P250s and Tech 9s. The Nova.
Next out fragging Tabson, by the way.
Oh, we're not live.
We're not live, definitely not.
Yeah, Next has been pretty lights out, I have to say.
Definitely not.
The Nova on the T side of Cobble. It has to go to roll drop down. That's his only option, really. But yeah, hype going to be lessening now for now. We'll see whether they can resolve this tech issue. Want a time for it to come in. Just as we hit match point. But still, that was another situation when we had 1 player surviving. I have heard it's a sound problem for Stewie. But these rounds have been so back and forth. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds, no one's had a round, like multiple rounds in a row. So we're fixed. Sound was cut out. Looks like we're good to go. I'm not sure what the procedure is here in terms of getting it reset and good to go. But looks like we're okay. The admin is destroying the round. We'll be good to go any second, I think. The buyers will come in once again. We'll see that shotgun once more, yet to be seen. I think that could be quite a sobering moment for Nex. And, well, should I be buying this weapon? He actually does not. So there you go. Changed his mind. No Nova this time.
Well, they get a second chance. It was Stewie that caused the timeout, so he's fair, I think, to do that.
Yeah.
If it was their team that caused it, I would argue, yeah, you already bought it. But he's fair, and he's within his right. He'll go to a Tech 9 as Tabson wields the P250. Or as you like to put it, Hank, the P250. Fitty. Little man. Automatic with a smoke off, makes contact. But won't do anything with it. Nothing's trying to do something with it in the smoke, but he'll go back to his own side of the map. Get that. Molotov in. Legia goes through it. That's going to cause a tag, but I'm not sure if they'll get an indication with 1 tick as to whether or not he's made it through the smoke. It doesn't matter. They're going to concede the fact that bottom of mid is open, but look at this from Stewie. Thanks very much, Stewie. We will rotate back over toward A. All we got to do is consider drop room. Although Godby's anticipated it. Worse still, despite that he's dropped the bomb. Something you and I are good at. Unfortunately, Godby didn't do it in quite the same fashion.
Oh yeah, and Stewie gets out alive as well. He's ascertained that the pistols are out. Now 5-on-4, a match point. Big might have met their match here. It's good positioning though from Legia. Guaranteed frag. Does he want a bit more than this though? Does he want to go for the victory of the round? Unfortunately, doesn't get given the choice. Nothing finds him, gives his position away. He could have walked through the B side as well. I was going to finish that point with. And maybe gone absolutely wild here, but now they know exactly where he is, and automatically gets this kill. Could be done. He can't find it though. 3-on-3. Bomb was going to be planted on the A side of the map, and another frag there for the T side. Could find a bit more. It's going to come right down to the wire as the bomb goes down on A. 2-on-2. Stewie low HP. Same story for Keeve.
Bomb has been planted.
Spots Keeve running back. Stewie to the site. Yeah. Bomb planted though. No crossfire particularly set up on this. They have one on long, one on the site itself, but the smoke is going to negate the player at long, so Keeve is isolated. Nex has to stay alive. Keeve's dead. Nex has to stay alive. He's got to win the round. Good shot on the Tech 9. Headshot angle presents itself again, but Stewie has put an end to it. Cloud9 goes 16-10, and I told you from the beginning they would win this game, Henry.
You did say that, so that's absolutely fine. But a 12-3 half, you have to say, Big They did win both pistols, Matt, and they did give us a good showing in the second half, but I have to say, from the T side especially, it looked like Cloud9 were running the show there. Very, very fast-setted stuff. They're running to the sides. It seemed like Big didn't really have an answer for that. Great showing on the second half. I won't take anything away from them there, but it felt like Cloud9 were going to be the eventual winners. But still a decent game, probably the best we've had today in terms of like how close it was and how many nail-biting moments there were. And yeah, Big, certainly a team for me that can still make it in the top 8 of this tournament. I do have them down as one of my teams making it through, along with Penta as well, believe it or not. I've got them down as well.
Yeah, I think Penta's definitely in there.
But yeah, Cloud9 for me was a certainty coming to this. I'd be shocked if Cloud9 don't make it to the major. So far, so good in that respect. And a decent game to close out the day. That's our final match of today.
That's our 1-0 games done.
Yeah.
That is it. So we go into the the bracket of the Swiss system. Is that what you call it? The second bracket? Second stage?
I don't know. I just talk about
the second stage turbine blade?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. See, I told you Cloud9 would win this all along, Paul. All along.
We'll throw it over.
All right, he did say Cloud. Let's just give him that, because at the end of the day, it's been a long day for him. So thank you very much for the awesome commentary, both from Henry G and Sadekis. To round out the day, we're going to round it out on the desk right now with our review of the last map. And also, stay tuned. Don't tune out just yet, because the draw for tomorrow's game is going to come up a little bit later on. Spicy. Good win in the end for Cloud9. Kind of eased their way across the line. Looked a bit dodgy in the second half, but great first half. And when you consider Big won both pistols, that's actually a decent performance in the end.
Yeah, that's a nightmare for them. I mean, here's the thing, for a team like Cloud9 that's so much based on like momentum and like catching fire and they having this fast-paced, aggressive style, you can't. The worst thing you can do is lose some of these eco rounds they did in the first half. I think they lost 3 in the first half. Maybe it was like 4 total for the match, something crazy like that. So I mean, that's going to be the takeaway. Yeah. Many too many. That's going to be the takeaway for Big. Is they're going to say, you know, we kind of have to throw this one out, because if we don't lose all those, ecos, all the anti-ecos, all the force buys from Cloud9, then we at least have a shot down the stretch. Yeah. The other big thing is, I mean, that fast pace was suffocating. Big didn't have a response to it. I thought eventually that losing bonus would be able to build up. They'd be able to have the Molotovs and smokes from the choke point, which they did, but then they lose an eco and get reset, obviously. So, I mean, that tends to happen. But the big thing for Big is, sorry, I do that all the time. The important thing for Big is that Gabi, Legia, Kiev, I mean, 56 ADR, 60 ADR, 40 ADR in Kiev. You can't win games with 3 people that having that performance. It's not the kills, it's the contribution overall in some of these rounds.
Yeah, I mean, those 3, even if you add them together, that's barely a person.
Yeah, it's just
each round. It's just between 3 of them.
Yeah, it's just a little bit
enough.
Brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be doing that.
It's almost savage.
Yeah. Someone take that off.
They nearly got wrecked. On the other side of this, Cloud9, how do you assess their performance overall? Considering they did lose both pistol rounds, it's still a good result.
No, this is the thing about Cloud9. Like, it looked great, right? Because everything was clicking. Stewie was having a phenomenal game. That was like the exact Stewie that you always want to see. 98 ADR, 26 kills. But I mean, the op round, the 1 versus 3, pushing up in the B bomb site, you can really sense it when he's starting to feel the game, and he likes to get aggressive. But I mean, that's the thing with Cloud9. If they're allowed to play this style, and it's getting them rounds and they're grinding it out this way, everything's going to be good. That's exactly what they want. It's when they're put on their back foot where you really see them struggle. When they're forced to do something slower paced, when they have to be a little bit more tactical, when they can't just have that all-out aggression, that's when you see the real difficulty in their playstyle and the fact that they just don't have a plan B. If that doesn't work, they have nothing, and Big never stopped that initial action.
It's a good moment there where Skadoodle had that 1-on-3, for example.
Yeah. That was quite nice.
Yeah, it was a very nice round by him. But the weird part about it is that Big was actually quite disciplined in that situation. They were taking their time coming from the platform towards the B bombs. That they've smoked up everything. They're utilizing their Molotovs before committing anywhere. They're trying to flush out the opposition because they know Cloud9 was on a weak buy. But because they were slowed down that much, it kind of gave Skadoodle that opportunity to then magically get that 1 kill. Then that escalated into a 2nd kill, and then it became a 1-on-1 merry-go-round against God B. So there's always that, like the other side of that coin when it comes to really playing that slow kind of a play style, is that they kind of adds a bit of a risk element there if someone does something, an anomaly in that situation, which Skadoodle managed to pull off.
Indeed. MVP for this match. Let's take a look at the MVP. No shocks.
Yeah, he had a big performance. That was really good
Shocks
stuff.
wasn't in this game, so
that's what I'm saying.
Nice one,
But
guys.
we've ruined him. He's just ruined now. He's lost the plot.
It's just brilliant.
Finished almost, guy. Shock's just ruined him now, so he's done.
Oh, well. What can you do? Yeah, no, Stewie obviously big game, and I mean you could just see the impact. This team just looks completely different when he's having one of those games. It just opens everything up. He's the guy that really creates and makes space for his teammates to work with. And I mean they all kind of had some pretty decent impact rounds at some point during this game that probably don't happen because of the plays that Stewie makes, some of the opening kills. So yeah, great job from him. That's all I got to say about that one.
I mean, the plays he makes sometimes is like, it makes you wonder, like, how does he assess risk? Because I'm not really sure.
He doesn't have a risk-reward calculator.
That's kind of the point of his playstyle, isn't it? When he's
hard to
when
counter.
when he's confident, when he knows that he can just do it, he just does it. There is no calculation of risk. But it's, as you said earlier, when they have those moments where they have to be a little bit slower, maybe a little bit more pacey, then that starts to creep in some doubt, perhaps?
Yeah, we'll see at some point in this tournament. They'll face someone who, maybe Stewie's not having this level of game, or they're facing like a G2 who can match them skill-wise. But we'll see them get slowed down, and we'll see some of the struggles that they encounter in that kind of a situation. Yeah, it's not always the best thing to see. So with Big, like, if you're a fan of theoretical Counter-Strike, just like pure Counter-Strike theory, you're gonna love this team. You're gonna absolutely think it's the most beautiful thing to watch. They play very disciplined. They play very cerebral Counter-Strike, and it's really, really cool. You can kind of see the mindset on the mini-map as they move around the map. But at some point in CSGO, you have to throw that out the window, and you have to have guys who can make those kind of plays that just like make your jaw hit the floor, and that's what Cloud9 has over Big.
Okay, let's hear from one of the members of the victorious Cloud9. It is an old mate of mine. Jordan, how you doing?
Good. Relieved after that one.
Yeah, I bet a potential banana skin for you, I guess, is the right way of putting that, because as Jason rightly just pointed out, they are a cerebral team, they are a very tactical team. So how did you enter the match against them?
Well, luckily we had a little bit time to talk about the veto before the game, and we kind of knew what the maps would be, and it wasn't initially Cobble. Once we knew it was Cobble, like you said, we kind of know Gob's style and approach. That's what we kind of opted to start T side though, so we wouldn't give him a chance to really utilize his mind as much, right? He's really great offensive tactician, so yeah, just kind of started off. We had a couple simple ideas of how they played, and went from there.
Yeah, and in terms of where you're at right now, how do you assess Cloud9? What sort of shape are they in headed towards the major, if you can get there, of course?
I would say we're in decent shape compared to where we want to be. We went back to Stewie in game leading the last couple of events. I heard you guys talking about his risk versus reward and his individual basis. Surprisingly, Stewie's a pretty thought-out player. I think sometimes the plays in the moment, look, how could you think that out? I think he just knows when we do have advantages, he's really good at taking those risks. And when we don't have advantages, you'd be surprised how much thought he puts into them. But
they must be microsecond decisions, Jordan.
Well,
like some of the things he does, you just go, we can't possibly have thought whether there's any risk. He just does it.
Well, yeah, it starts from knowing where everyone on the other team plays and the utility they have. And then when you know that, you kind of, everything gets narrower the more you know about the other team. So, yeah, good to him. I mean, Big actually played a lot of those rounds pretty well. Think about the rounds we won. We won like multiple big clutches. So they did get both pistols. We ecoed them. But yeah, they were actually playing the gun rounds fairly well.
But you feel like you've brought a good game here. You feel like the qualifier is yours to get through?
Definitely ours to get through. Hoping for at least a 3-1, if not 3-0. Obviously, I think only 2 teams go 3-0.
Yeah.
You play G2 Immortals, seems like that. It's going to be tough, but we just got to keep talking. Keep talking to each other in prep, not just scrimmaging. Just keep talking and make sure we're talking about those XVX situations. Make sure our mid game's on point, and the more passive players of our team are online with the more aggressive players. And I think that's when we're on. If we're ever not talking and we go through the motions, we start losing. I
think I heard a little cheer in the background here on the panel because Jason's with us.
Yeah.
You've mentioned communication as one of the key aspects of North American Counter-Strike that you find is lacking in some teams, but obviously not with these guys.
Yeah, well, certainly not in this game. It looked good. I mean, I guess that's the question. When you have someone like Stewie who makes those plays, like, whether he thinks them out or not, when he's going through a smoke, like, how do you even follow up on those kinds of plays as a teammate? Like, does he actually communicate when he just says, I'm going through this smoke? Does he even say that? Or, I mean, how do you work with that as
without
a teammate?
giving away too much, there's different execs we have, and if we ever have a lot of space in our exec, Stewie will obviously secure the site first, and then that's where the gloves are off. So I think I
off.
think it's different. I think if they're trying to take space from us, the second they take space from us, gloves are also off. But when we're in that neutral zone, that's when he plays very smart and reserved.
Yeah.
But in either extremes, that's where he tries to even it up for us, or shut down their chances completely. So.
Let me. I want to ask about the coach Valens, because just in his pregame interview, he mentioned that his idea of like a coach's role in the team is to be like more of like the player management, like the psychologist, like the mind, like keep track of like the players' mindsets and everything. But is he being humble there? Does he do more? Do you have someone that does like analysis work or like preps you guys for teams specifically? Is that like a player's job right now, or?
Yeah, we also have another person. I don't even know if he wants to be mentioned that helps us. He's not like super.
Let's call him Steve.
He's not super famous, but Steve does full spreadsheets on all the percentages of vetoes, maps the other teams played, everything like that. Valens is, learning as he goes, but at the same time, that could undermine what he also brings to the team, which is a lot. He's learned a lot from when he coached TSM, and he really is trying to just help deal with where we need him. Stu is also, as new of an in-game leader as Stu is, Stu has a plan. And if you know Stu, if he has a plan, he doesn't want you to change that. So Valens kind of has to work around that a bit. And then, of course, Automatic has info. So it's nice to have 3 different heads that are kind of at the pillar of things. And then I'll throw in a strat, Ska will throw in a strat, Shroudy might tell us where he can get a kill. And that's kind of the structure from the high level.
Sounds good. I'm going to let you go, Jordan, because I know that it's late here, and you've kindly waited for us to talk to you after the game. So appreciate that, and congrats on day 1. See you tomorrow for day 2.
Thanks, guys.
See you, Jordan.
Leeds.
So a win for Jordan and his teammates today. Of course, nothing from Cloud9. They have gone 1-0, as have 7 other teams today. So let's just talk about those teams very briefly before we see what the matchups are for tomorrow. G2 came through this morning. It seems such a long time ago.
I was going to say,
doesn't it?
Wasn't that today? Was that today?
Well, it was just about today. Yeah, some 13 hours or 14 hours ago. 22-20 over Immortals. It was a tight game in the end, but kind of, could have gone either way. Felt like it was okay for G2 to win that one. Could have been okay for Immortals. Penta 16-14 over Optic, which I think is a good win for Penta, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And a bad loss in a way for Optic as well. It's probably the surprise of the day, I guess, if we're going to pick one out. Liquid 22, Tyloo 19. Much closer than many thought.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you're gonna talk about Liquid, I mean, you also got to put them in the same category as G2. Neither of these teams care what the score was, that it went into double or triple overtime. It's just get that first win on the board, make your way up towards 3 is all that matters here.
Godsent 16, Dignitas 14. That could have gone either way. We spoke about that being one of those coin flippy kind of matchups. And then Mouse absolutely destroyed Tengri 16-1. Really showed their class in that game, and unfortunately made Tengri look very poor. I think they're better than that as well.
Yeah, I mean,
hope so.
They'll get new opportunities. I mean, the Lange hitter is obviously going to be there. First game, of course, if you get the horrible start as they did, it can always just spiral from there on out. So, let's not write them out yet.
Yeah, Hellraiser 16, Vega 10. I think that was probably about right. I think most people had that one. Flipside coming through against Renegades in the end, 19-16. But that was a brutal game for both teams, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a brawl. A little bit of a comeback there for Flipside, obviously. I think the winner of that one was Anders getting to see Markelov out.
I know. That was the highlight.
One kill.
Highlight.
The one highlight.
The one kill
where he drops into his crosshair.
Yeah. It was a duck shot.
And
He's standing ovation.
Yeah, it's unreal.
I'll take it, though. And then finally, Cloud9 winning 16-10 against Big. So where does that leave us for day 2? Let's give you the exclusive look at the draw for day number 2. Upper and lower parts of Swiss round 2. We'll start the day off with Team Liquid versus Penta. That's Penta's reward for their day 1 win. Optic will play Vega. Of course, both of those two without a win on day 1. Tyloo will take on Renegades in the repeat of the Asia Minor Championship final. Big will take on Tengri. I think they'll be very happy with that one.
Yeah.
Team Dignitas will take on Immortals. Tough match for both teams. Hellraisers versus Flipside, and a bit of a derby, frankly, between those two. G2 versus Cloud9. What a reward for both of those winning their opening matches today. They get that one. I think Jordan, I don't know if he knows that before he leaves the building, but he certainly mentioned G2 as one of those teams that they'd like to try and avoid if they can. And finally, last but not least, Mouse Sports versus Godsend. That should be a good game as well.
Yeah, I mean, the obvious headliner is G2 versus Cloud9, but call me crazy. I think the Optic game versus, was that Vega Squadron could be interesting, and then same with the Oh, what was the other one that was right beneath it? Oh, Tyloo Renegades.
I was gonna say,
think those two games are very, very cool.
There's storylines there. Tyloo Renegades. It's been an ongoing battle.
Storylines in almost all of those. The Hellraiser's flip side as well. It's an old battle, isn't it? So
All teammates facing each other.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you very much, gents. We're going to close up shop right now because it is very late here in Bucharest. Thank you so much for joining us and tuning in all day long, or for whatever matches you tuned in for, whether your favourite team won or lost today. We'll see you for tomorrow's matches. Swiss Day 2 promises to be very special. We'll see you then.
Prepare to witness the